Welcome back, football fans. Here's your roundup of the previous round's results. It's crunch time in Copa America. Mexico at top of the goal scoring charts. We head into the final stage of the group stage. It's time for the final leg of the Copa America group stages. The race to the quarterfinals begin here in New York City. All Costa Rica need is a draw against Colombia. They will go through to the next stage, but the United States, the hosts, all the pressure on them. They have to beat Paraguay to qualify. It's time for the final stage of the group stage. Santiago Arias, and he feeds it through to Cuadrado. First time cross in, and Baca with the first time hit. Colombia take lead over the Costa Ricans. And in just over 5 minutes, Carlos Baca sends Colombia shooting to the top of Group A. And now Joel Campbell of Arsenal will go on the run here. Time for a cross in. Murillo's fumbled the clearance. Saborio capitalizes, and Costa Rica are all square. Just over 10 minutes played. And both countries aren't just feeling each other out, they're groping each other up in all the inappropriate places. It is game on here in Houston. Wood stretches it out to Dempsey, returns it back to Bobby Wood, and here is Bedoya. And Justel Villar checks it out for a corner. That's the first decent attempt on goal from our otherwise unimpressive hosts. Perez spots Cardona, wastes no time in getting that to Baca. It's back to Perez on the left peg. Colombia regain their lead. What a hit from the thumping left foot of the Nacional star. You might need 2 Keylor Navases to stop that one, but Costa Rica have none currently here in Houston. And that just might be their problem. Why they're in this situation, fighting out of the group. Ruiz applies the early cross. Saborio winding the header up like a spring, like a jack-in-the-box. Colombia being put on the back foot once again by Costa Rica. Ruiz sends it into Saborio, and Borges with the rendezvous with the right. What a goal! Knocked down onto the laces of Celso Borges. Oh, that was ruthless, and every time Colombia take a step ahead, Costa Rica pulled them right back to the middle. First goal of the Copa America for Celso Borges. Now, will it be the last? Iturbe, he has Gonzalez to the right. Gonzalez sends it into the area, and Zardes with the most confusing attempt at a clearance to set up Iturbe to fire Paraguay in front of the hosts. Well, the Yanks are too busy yanking themselves off rather than playing football. What was this in defence? Well, Zardes fulfills the stereotype of Americans not knowing how to play football. It appears he's forgotten what goal he's supposed to be defending. Juan Manuel Iturbe putting the hosts in trouble. Baca, Rodriguez, here's Cuadrado. Probably the last attack of the half as Rodriguez hammers it against the goalpost. Well, we can't use the pun Cristiano country, but we can say James in Houston with a free kick that sails over the crossbar. Slowly dipping, but just way too late. Paraguay begin the second half with a free kick. It's straight into the arms of Brad Guzan. Cuadrado has floated that through nicely. Oh, and Rodriguez lacking the finesse of Cuadrado's free pass. Bradley to the wonder kid, Christian Pulisic. Cross goes wayward, but Bradley on the volley. Everything was just right about that, apart from the accuracy. Well, in any other circumstance, that would have been an overhit cross, but luckily for him, Cuadrado was there to make up for it. Sends it back into the area. Tipped over the bar by the massive forehead of Kendall Watson. Very brave to stick your head on the end of this. Gives the keeper a momentary night off. Dempsey, give and go to Bradley. Here is the captain, Clint Dempsey! Well, the United States have the shooting accuracy of stormtroopers. Repeatedly failing to hit the target against Paraguay. That is a lovely pass to Cuadrado. He has a quarter of the pitch for himself with the cross in. Bacca holds fire on the shot, but the cross comes into Daniel Torres. Colombia back in front for the third time in this game. Now maybe we have an excuse to use the pun. Houston, we have a problem. Because now Costa Rica are being threatened by the prospect of Paraguay catching up and eliminating them from the group. And the news is reaching the Yankee Stadium. And Paraguay might stand a chance of qualification. They have two things to worry about though. That's the USA scoring. Paraguay not scoring more goals themselves. Well, Paraguay have held on, and they have the honour of eliminating the hosts, the United States, but Colombia and Costa Rica have done just enough to qualify for the last 8. It is Paraguay 1, USA 0 in New York City, and Costa Rica 2, Colombia 3 in Houston, Texas. Well, with Uruguay and now the United States out of the Copa América, we now know that no team is safe in the Centenario of 2016. Even Brazil, the heavy favourites, may linger third in the table, but they have to avoid losing to Peru. But more importantly, they'll need not just a victory, but their first victory in the Copa América. They've thrown away their leads twice in a row. Ecuador, the other team who famously wear yellow, are doing better than the Seleção. Alves, who seeks out Elias, who has found a way through to Felipe Luis, who in just over 10 minutes has hammered it into the roof of the net. Brazil go in front of Peru here in Foxborough. Perfect start. Now on the third time of asking, can Brazil build on their lead? As it stands, Brazil join Ecuador at the top of Group B. And here is Maurice with a chance, but he basically scuffs it on the way through. It rolls into the palms of the keeper. That corner kick was too powerful. Now Carrera to keep it alive. Here's Mustafa. Straight at the keeper. The captain, Walter Ayovai. A screeching pass to Enner Valencia. Ecuador take the lead, and what a goal from Enner Valencia. Not to take anything away from Walter Ayovai's deeply troubling deep pass. It's well controlled by Enner Valencia. Belted past Johnny Placide. Ecuador set themselves up nicely for a quarter-final date with either Colombia or Costa Rica. Martinez pulls it back to Valencia, looking for his brace. This time it's Placide who braces himself for the save. Jeff Luis goes for it. It's the closest Haiti come so far. Casemiro finds Willian on the flank. And Brazil start the second half as brightly as they did the first. Yes is the answer to that. Renato Augusto connecting with Williams' cross with some gusto. Now Brazil have a bit of daylight, just as they did against Haiti. I think any other nation would celebrate going 2 goals up, but I think Brazilian fans worry when the Seleção get to this stage. It's normally when they start getting complacent, but first goal for Renato Augusto. Williams shrugging off the pressure. And it's through to Jonas. What a chance to go 3 goals up. That will be twirled in by Marquinhos, and it is Casemiro at the far post who tucks it in, and Brazil lead by 3 goals to 0. Well, Peru are on the cusp of being massacred in Massachusetts. Irresistible take the header from that position as well, especially. It's tricky to direct that kind of power when the ball is dipping in front of your face like that. Real Madrid represented in the Copa América by Casemiro. Cueva, here's a red cross for Peru. That's Polo. Tries to gate crash Brazil's carnival at the rear exit. Alisson with a donkey of a pass, and Peru punished them. That's what you get when you make mistakes like that on this stage. Alisson, soon to be one of the world's best goalkeepers, with a beginner level mistake. And there's Peru, and the Polo take that one all day long. Giroud, Mustafa, not long left for Haiti to send the fans home happy. Well, they get a goal back, and it is Jean-Eudes Maurice with a fantastic finish at the far post. No defender on earth loves dealing with a cross like this. It's just deep and complicated. It's so high in the air until the very last second. And that requires the most self-assured of strikers to be on the end of that. That's a Thierry Henry style finish from Maurice. An attempt by Hulk to switch the play. It's brought down. Wires get crossed. Now Jonas keeps it alive for Lucas Lima, who tucks it in for a 4th for Brazil. And now the Copa América favourites are looking more like their usual selves. And Adam Balbin all but gave up, dealing with that, playing that out from the back. Well, he was sabotaged. Nice drop on the shoulder from Lucas Lima. Just over 8 minutes remaining. There's Cruzo. Valencia linking up with his namesake. Ender Valencia fires Ecuador back in front. What a strike! And Ecuador might just steal the honours away from Haiti. Cruzo into the centre to Antonio, who combines with Enna. Brilliant piece of technique from Ender Valencia to lump Ecuador back in front. Second goal of the tournament for Ender Valencia. Last roll of the dice from Haiti to salvage something. And it's far from magical for Maurice. Good attempt on the volley. Lacking in the technique. Here comes Brazil ruthlessly looking for goal number 5 with 5 minutes of extra time. Knocked on from Augusto to Hulk, and there is fantastic 5 goals for the 5-time World Cup winners. Beautiful team goal. Shades of Shearer at Euro 96. And selfish from Augusto not to smash it himself. But he leaves it to the hammer Hulk. Hulk is back on the score sheet for Brazil. For the first time in this tournament, Brazil actually cruised through 90 minutes. They will face the Group A winners, Colombia, in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, Ecuador have booked themselves a place against Costa Rica. It is Peru 1, Brazil 5, Haiti 1, Ecuador 2. Well, the downside to Group C is that the most decorated team in Copa América, Uruguay, are out and there's nothing they can do about it. However, their opponents, Jamaica, have a glimmer of hope of qualifying if they want to put the final bullet in the heads of Uruguay. Or in this case, they'll need to fire a few of them to outscore Venezuela. They'll have to hold their own against arguably the strongest team in the competition so far, Mexico. Beautiful pass to Javier Hernandez. On the left wing of Mexico, standing in for Cuadrado. Whips one in! And just as they did against Uruguay, Mexico score as people are still finding their seats in the stadium. Hector Herrera at the near post. It's not as fast as the goal against Uruguay on match day 1. Only by another minute though. Mexico on course for a 100% record in the group stage. Sanchez gets there first. The handball is ignored as Vecino smashes it at the keeper from close range. Offside. And Godin mistimes the interception, and it's Charles Barnes. And that is the strongest save you'll see in the Copa America from Muslera. Struck against his elbow like a fleshy crossbar. And Suarez leaps. It's an excellent catch from Blake. Cavani into Sanchez. Tipped away from the corner for Uruguay. Jamaica becoming aware. Venezuela are in trouble now. Now's a chance to seize the day as Barnes knocks it down into the path of Muslera. And he's hurt himself in the process, clutching the knee. Juan Pai all the time in the world's whip, and a good cross to Solomon Rondon. From Venezuela back in the game 7 minutes before the break. A furious header, now they have equalised against the group leaders Mexico. Second goal of Copa America for Rondon. Rios puts it down to Jimenez. Rios didn't fancy the ambitious volley. Dangerous cross in, it's evaded all the Mexican players, and Salomon Rondon slips up like he's playing on a pile of salmon fish. Corona, a ton of space because nobody wants to catch him. Flicked on by Hernandez. Cuadrado at the far post! Goal, 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 goal! From Andres Cuadrado! Wonder volley! Mamacita! If that flick on from Javier Hernandez was Salma Hayek, Cuadrado's finish was Antonio Banderas from Desperado, blowing Venezuela away. 5 minutes left for Uruguay to restore some sort of pride here at Copa America. It's been converted by Carlos Sanchez. And Uruguay have their first goal in the tournament, probably their last. But they take two things with them, a little bit of pride and the last little bit of hope for Jamaica. Uruguay's one and only goal, and it's from neither Suarez or Cavani. It's Carlos Sanchez. First attempt at the corner, shut down. It's followed back up immediately. Sails over the bar. Although it appears Venezuela are going to be safe for now. It's into the mix-up from Jamaica. Muslera punches it away. It's Lawrence on the volley. The equaliser from Jamaica. And to quote Revolver Ocelot, Uruguay can't even die right. So close to taking a consolation victory home. And they fell apart in the final minute of the game. 2 goals in the final 5 minutes, and this sums up Uruguay's dismal Copa America campaign. However, Mexico have finished with a 100% group record. Andres Cuadrado is the top goal scorer. Jamaica 1, Uruguay 1, and it's Venezuela 1, Mexico 2. Well, the letter D in Group D could stand for the group of death, because unless Argentina and Chile win by a large margin, one of last year's Copa America finalists will have to go home. A draw for the dark horses Bolivia will be more than enough to go through, and even a narrow loss to Argentina will be nothing to worry about. And the reigning champions Chile can't afford to take newcomers Panama for granted. Oh, that's a tasty clash. Bijou nobly stays on his feet. He set it up for Vargas. Excellent save. Lionel Messi has the burden now of delivering the best cross of his life to set Argentina up. Higuain only finds the frame of the goal. Diaz Vargas. Sanchez switching the play effortlessly to Bijou. Slams on the brakes, whips in the cross to Vidal! And Chile draw first blood in the race out of the group of death. Great goal against the run of plays. Bijou, he pauses for thought, whips in the cross that Vidal doesn't hesitate to glance in. And Pinedo has no say in this. First goal of Copa America for the Bayern Munich man. Through pass from Arce to Artegay! Artegay gives Bolivia the dream lead against Argentina. Verde on course to become the second green team to finish with a 100% group record. Look at that. From rank outsiders to group leaders, the team that potentially beat both Chile and Argentina. Vidal. And there's two Chilean players that are coming onto this, but it's going to be Sanchez who converts. Panama can't get their acts together. This could be the beginning of a long game for them. Chile are coming forward with wrath. Second goal of the tournament for Alexis Sanchez. Blasted the one and only goal past Argentina in the opener. Two goals up before 20 minutes. Might be a third. It is. It's Vargas. Well, as it stands, Argentina and Lionel Messi are all but out. Which really should be what the Albiceleste are pulling off against Bolivia right now. But the reigning champions leading by example. Eduardo Vargas, first goal of Copa America for the Chilean forward. Sanchez. Benjamin in, the keeper's missed it. Penalty for handball. Alexis Sanchez. On par for goal number 3. And Chile are becoming the Cobra Kai of Copa America, showing no mercy. The game is over. Even if their opponents are unmatched, Chile have some making up to do for slipping up against Bolivia. And that may well be the fastest hat-trick of Copa America history. Di Maria rushes the shot and a not-so-good right foot. Chance for Panama, 10 minutes into the second half and denied by the woodwork. Cross heading in for Diaz. The easiest save for Panama's keeper's life. Di Maria's corner, 1 hour played. Aguero! Argentina are back in the game. Bolivia are being put on notice now. It's game on here in Seattle, Washington. Probably the fastest hour ever in the life of the Argentinians. Every minute you're losing must feel like 20 seconds. It's the first statement made by them, though. They got a long way to go. They still need to beat Bolivia by 3 clear goals. Second one, though, for Sergio Aguero. Vidal. Vargas gives it back to King Arthur. Oh! Swatted to one side. Higuain. He weighs it through to Di Maria. First time cross in, and Aguero. Dare I say it? Is that a hand of God? Pineda delivers it to the head of Aguero. It's another fantastic save. Quinones with the save of a lifetime to protect the Bolivian interests. Palms it onto the crossbar. It's the second time Argentina have hit the woodwork in this game. Always fell to Mascherano. More heroic goalkeeping from Quinones. Bolivia have done the unimaginable. They have eliminated Argentina from Copa America. Chile, meanwhile, have slaughtered Panama to put themselves a place against Mexico in the quarterfinals. It's Bolivia 1, Argentina 1, Panama 0, Chile 4. The host United States don't have to travel far to go home. Colombia and Costa Rica are through at their expense. Group B shines bright yellow. Ecuador and Brazil are through. Mexico dominate Group C with a 100% winning record. They're joined by Venezuela. And Bolivia and Chile go through at the expense of Argentina. Andres Cuadrado tops up his goal-scoring account One more keeps him above Alexis Sanchez. And now just a small matter of establishing the Copa America quarterfinals. A mouth-watering opener as Colombia take on Brazil. Ecuador play Costa Rica. Group D heroes Bolivia will challenge Venezuela. And the two most impressive teams so far, Mexico, will collide with Chile in California. So go on and get it out of your system in the comments below. I'm sure Argentina's exit is a very popular takeaway from the tournament so far. But hey, don't blame me, I had nothing to do with it this time. But the show must go on, and it begins with knockout stage football. Let's get your predictions below for the quarterfinals of Copa America.